Hello, my name is Joy and welcome to my channel. Today's video topic, signs you're in a toxic relationship that you shouldn't ignore. What if the relationship that's draining your energy isn't meant to teach you how much you can endure, but how much you should value yourself? Many people think toxic relationships are obvious. They imagine constant fighting, screaming, or physical abuse. Most times, the toxic behavior often enters quietly. It disguises itself as love, loyalty. They just had a hard life. Nobody's perfect. And before you know it, you slowly became a smaller version of yourself. You question your worth. You question your intuition. You question your sanity. Whether it's a romantic partner, a friend, a family member, or even a coworker, toxic relationships have one thing in common. They slowly disconnect you from who you truly are. In today's video, we're going to uncover the signs that you're in a toxic relationship that you should never ignore, because awareness is the first step towards freedom. Sign number 1, you constantly feel drained after being around them. Pay attention to how your body feels after spending time with someone. Not how they look, not what they say, not their potential. How do you feel? Do you feel energized, inspired, or seen? Or do you feel exhausted? A toxic person often leaves you emotionally depleted. You may notice that every interaction feels heavy. You spend hours recovering from conversations. You replay what they said. You feel tension in your chest. You dread seeing their name pop up on your phone. Your body often recognizes the toxicity before your mind is willing to admit it. Your nervous system keeps score. When someone consistently leaves you feeling emotionally exhausted, that is information you should not ignore. Sign number 2, everything somehow becomes your fault. Have you noticed that no matter what happens, you end up being the one apologizing, even when you know deep down you did nothing wrong? Toxic people often avoid accountability. They shift blame. They twist situations. They rewrite history. Somehow, every disagreement circles back to what you did wrong. You begin carrying responsibility for their emotions, their reactions, and their behavior. Eventually, you start questioning yourself. You begin thinking, maybe I am too sensitive. Maybe I overreacted. Maybe I'm the problem. But healthy relationships allow room for accountability on both sides. One person should not carry all the blame. Sign number 3, they make you feel guilty for having boundaries. One of the biggest signs of a toxic relationship is when someone becomes upset simply because you have limits. You say no, they get angry. You need space, they make you feel guilty. You choose yourself, they accuse you of being selfish. Healthy people respect boundaries. Toxic people often see boundaries as rejection. Why? Because boundaries limit their ability to control your time, energy, and emotions. Remember this, anyone who benefits from your lack of boundaries will likely resist you creating them. That resistance tells you a lot. Number 4, you feel like you're walking on eggshells. You become hyper aware of every word, every text message, every facial expression, every decision. You constantly worry about setting them off. You avoid certain topics. You suppress your opinions. You stay quiet to keep the peace. This creates chronic anxiety because instead of being yourself, you imagine someone else's emotional reactions. Love should not feel like navigating a minefield. You should not have to sacrifice yourself just to avoid conflict. Sign number 5, they criticize more than they encourage. Constructive feedback is healthy. Constant criticism is not. A toxic person often chips away at your confidence little by little. They may disguise it as jokes. They may call it honesty. They may even say they're trying to help. But somehow, you never feel uplifted. You never feel empowered. You never feel good enough. Over time, repeated criticism becomes internalized. Their voice becomes your inner voice, and suddenly you're doubting yourself in areas where you once felt confident. Healthy relationships help you grow. Toxic relationships convince you that you'll never be enough. Sign number 6. They only support you when it benefits them. Pay attention to how people respond when good things happen for you. Do they celebrate your success? Or do they compete with it? Do they encourage your growth? Or do they seem uncomfortable when you're thriving? Toxic people often like the version of you that needs them. They struggle with the version of you that no longer does. When you start growing, healing, succeeding, or becoming more confident, their behavior changes. Why? Because your growth threatens the dynamic they were benefiting from. People who genuinely love you want to see you shine, not shrink. Sign number 7. They manipulate through guilt. Guilt is one of the most powerful tools of manipulation. Instead of openly communicating their needs, toxic people often use guilt to control your decisions. They make you feel responsible for their happiness, responsible for their loneliness, responsible for their struggles, responsible for their emotions. You begin living your life trying to avoid disappointing them. But here's the truth: compassion is healthy. Taking responsibility for another adult's emotional state is not. Sign number 8. The relationship feels one-sided. You're the one always giving, always helping, always understanding, and always forgiving, always reaching out first, always making sacrifices. But when you need support, they are nowhere to be found. Healthy relationships goes both ways. There should be a healthy exchange of care, respect, effort, and support. If you're constantly pouring while they're constantly taking, eventually you'll run empty. Sign number 9. They isolate you from other people. Isolation rarely starts with stop talking to your friends. It starts little by little. They criticize people you care about. They create drama. They make you feel guilty for spending time elsewhere. They slowly position themselves as your primary source of emotional support. Before long, your world becomes smaller. Your support system becomes weaker, and your dependence on them becomes stronger. This is a major red flag. Healthy relationships expand your world. Toxic relationships often shrink it. Sign number 10. Your intuition keeps warning you. This may be the most important sign of all. Deep down, you already know something isn't right. Maybe you've tried to ignore it. Maybe you've given them endless second chances. But your intuition keeps whispering something feels off. Your spirit knows when a relationship is costing you your peace. Your body knows. Your emotions know. The question is, are you willing to listen? Sometimes the hardest truth to accept is the one you've been feeling all along. You might be thinking, if all these negative and bad things are happening, why doesn't the person just leave? Because leaving isn't always simple. People stay because they love the person's potential, or sometimes they might be afraid that they're going to be alone. People stay because they've invested years into a relationship, or they might be trauma bonded. People stay because they've been convinced that they won't find anything better, or because they hope things will change. And sometimes people stay because they've forgotten their own worth. Toxic relationships don't usually begin toxic. They begin with promises, connection, and hope. That is what makes it very difficult to walk away from. You're not grieving who the person is. You're grieving who you believe they could become. And those two are very different things. If you recognize any of these signs in your own life, this video isn't telling you what decision to make, but it is inviting you to become honest with yourself. Your peace matters. Your mental health matters. Your emotional well-being matters. And your purpose matters. And no relationship should require you to abandon yourself in order to keep it. The people who you are meant for in your life will not require you to shrink. They will not require you to betray yourself. They will not require you to constantly earn their love. You deserve relationships where respect flows both ways, where honesty exists, where growth is encouraged, where love doesn't cost you your identity. Because the healthiest relationship you'll ever have is the one you build with yourself. And once you truly know your worth, you'll stop accepting treatment that makes you question it. Here is a positive, powerful affirmation. I honor my worth. I trust my intuition. I release relationships that steal my peace, and I welcome connections that nourish my soul, respect my boundaries, and support my growth. Thank you for watching. Be good and be blessed.